because his wife recently dies, but then magically she's like left the grave and she's attacking people in the graveyard. And then there's like this other weird
Go
little
off, queen.
Yeah. I support women. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Pointless Discourse with myself, Hoppocalypse, and Itisdpayne.
Hello, it's me. Movies we watch, you see. Rated B for all the insects.
Alright, so then that voice goes perfect. So I mentioned to you that I went out for indie bookstore day and I ended up at a used bookstore at one point and I saw a pretty cool edition of Dracula. And I was like, yeah, I'll leave with this. This is the cover for it.
Oh man, that is a good cover.
I saw it and I was like, yeah, I like that. I'll take it. It was $9.50.
Oh, $950.
Oddly enough, it still has its original price of 60 cents of when this was originally published.
Inflation.
Inflation. But yeah, so like I said, I have a second older cover of Dracula. And when I explained it to the people in the store, I said Blue Dracula. And I think I was able to Google Blue Dracula and look up the images. Oh, let me make sure to put book cover.
Yeah,
Instead,
who knows what you'll get with Blue Dracula.
No, I was able to search it before. I don't remember the phrasing I used exactly. But, yeah, that for anyone listening, you're like, why are they talking about books? Well, if you're new here, we also do like our once a year bookish episode that comes up. And I think we probably have Within the Wheel. Yeah, my first one I wrote down, adapted from a book. Mm-hmm. So you'll occasionally hear us talk about books here. And at the time of recording, Indie Bookstore Day just passed. And that was basically my latest life update because if you listen to last week's episode, I was very sick for a while. And now I finally feel like a human being again.
Yeah. I was here last episode too. I don't remember what I said. I don't listen to myself.
Let's see. Last week, it was our significant other suggestions.
Yes.
That
one was fun. It was fun because I didn't have to think about what I had to watch.
Yeah. So this week's prompt of a B movie, I was like, I used to basically, not to say exclusively, but I watched more B movies than anything that was coming out in theaters because I was a kid and I had access to the Sci-Fi Channel and would just let that play at like 3 a.m. So Strider made jokes. He's like, oh, I know what you should watch for your B movie. And then listed all of the movies we used to watch. He's like, what about Piranhaconda? What about Sharktopus? What about Pterodactyls? I was like, we've watched those together. He's like, yeah, that's the joke.
It would be fun to watch Sharktopus again. The thing is, it's like, I know that I don't have a fun name for my SO yet. The one who shall not be named. I don't know. But anyway, it would be a hard sell to get her to watch Sharktopus because like she's very particular about the movies she watched and she's like, oh, like it's only good movies. Like, no, they can't be older than like 3 years old. It's like that. It's funny because it's like,
there's a little pocket that I can understand, like watching movies that first discovered CGI. Those are really hard to watch now.
Yeah, but like she won't watch classics with me. Like, it was a hard push to get her to watch The Thing.
I thought you had watched a classic horror with her.
Yeah, we watched that, and she enjoyed it. She was like, okay, this is good. She's like, once my brain got over, like, how bad the graphics are in my head, it's like, those aren't graphics. That's real.
Effects.
That's practical effects. They are actually
there. That was
there.
Before CGI was big in every movie.
I'm like, no, be nice. But I was like, no, that was all shot there, but,
all puppets, all goo.
But yeah, because when I watched Casablanca, she's like, oh man, when did that come out? I think it was like 1958
yeah.
or something like that. She's like, oh, that's an old movie. And I'm like, but it was good. Like, it's a good story.
Yeah. It's like when you read a classic novel and people are like, what's even relevant about it? It's like some things kind of last the test of time. Like
Yeah.
A Christmas Carol, which we watched the Muppets version, not the.
Yeah. Oh, she watched the Muppets version because she knows I like it.
That's older than 3 years old.
Yeah. There's some movies that she'll watch because it's just like, I'll say, oh man, I watched this a lot and everything. Like, she watched Nightmare Before Christmas, and that's when I had like, I was dehydrated and thought I was gonna die in her bathroom, and all I could hear is like, as I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die, and then it's just like, what's this? There's something in the air, and I'm like, I'm dying. I'm like, I'm dying.
I know what's in the air. The toilet bowl water next to me.
It's like, oh gosh. So, but yeah, it was fun doing the research for this movie. But it was like, while I was looking things up, I started to say this before we started recording, but I was, I'll say this for the cast, because I really like the wheel. I think it's a lot of fun. The downside of the wheel is there's sometimes movies that I know I haven't seen yet. And like, hey, I watch movies outside of what I have to watch here. Like, I watched a really good movie this past Saturday. And I know Hop has heard me say this multiple times, and I think I said it on the podcast. My favorite movie are very depressing movies. And I thought this was a movie about like, oh man, this teacher goes into like a rough situation and everything. It's called Detachment. And it's on Tubi. But it's like, he goes into this tough situation, and it's like, oh, is he going to turn the class around? No.
Oh.
And it's like, it's not about the students. It's like the whole movie is about like the weight that teachers carry. Like, one, from the school because kids don't care and they don't want to listen. Two, from parents that are like, don't really want to get involved with their kids' education until it's like, hey, you're hating on my kid. I will say, for the setting of this movie, it wasn't an inner city school. And then it's like pressures from like school boards and government officials because like testing and scores aren't where they need to be. And then it's like that combined with the weight of just what is going on in their lives. And it's just like a very sobering, heavy movie, but it's so good. It's called Detachment. Hold on. It's got an actor in there. He was in one of the movies that we watched. Oop. Adrian Brody. He's in it. He was in Predators.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that's his like good movie.
I don't think it's a good movie, but it's just like, he's really good in this role. And
Attachment
Detachment
is a different movie.
Oh, did I say Attachment? In
yeah.
my head I said the D, but yeah. Oh, I didn't know it's not rated. But it's on Tubi. And I really liked it. There are a good amount of trigger warnings. There's drug abuse. There is
more like this, Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah, which I'm on the record of saying I really like. But yeah, oh yeah, it's right there. It's also another movie that I like, Nightcrawler. I don't really see Nightcrawler in there as much, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. But anyway, so like I was watching that, but there was like other movies that are not like this that I know I've been wanting to watch. One of them, I think it's called Bullet Train, where it's just like a guy is like on a train. There's like 13 assassins on him. That also just got put on Tubi, but I'm like, oh, but this might fit a prompt that we have. So it's like Detachment. I had no clue anything going into it, so I was like, okay, cool. But I'm like, I don't know, Bullet Train, like it could be, I don't know, it's a movie I've been meaning to watch, or or something like oh, I don't own it, but it's just like it could
Might
be
have an actor or actress you enjoy.
Yeah, it could also be a road trip movie. They're on a like hey.
Didn't you have? Oh, I thought. Oh, you have takes place on a ship.
Oh yeah, ship. Yeah. What's a train but a ship with wheels?
That's what they always call them.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it's like there's like stuff I've been like, as much as I like the wheel, there's movies that I'm like, oh, I want to watch this, but it might fit something like on the list. So I'm like, okay,
We'll save it. We'll
I'll
bookmark
save
it.
Yep. And then if it's like, oh, we're getting rid of it, it's like, okay, heck with it. There's more movies than I know what to do with. But
Yeah, it's like they've been making movies since at least the 50s.
or older.
Or even older.
But yeah. Are we ready to roll some dice?
Yeah, so
Oh, I guess I gotta pick a die, don't I? I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna open it up. Okay, open it up, and
how many pokies are you feeling for?
I don't know. What did I grab? I grabbed a D10.
Okay.
For anybody who is wondering what we're doing, we have a stupid amount of rules that we have set up because we don't like making things easy for ourselves. If you guys want to know all the rules, they are written below in the description of the YouTube or the podcast. And when any of them become relevant, we will let you know. So right now, I got to pick a die. We're going to roll. And the loser goes first. And the whole reason we're doing this is because we like rolling dice. Dice.
And we thought it'd be silly to make up rules. And then we said, what if we keep making up rules? And then we went, too many rules. So we made rules to get rid of rules. But again, if it becomes relevant, you will know.
Yep. So, all right.
I have rolled.
So have I.
I'd be surprised if you won. Oh, and we're going lowest goes first is considered the winner.
Oh, I rolled a 20, but it's a 2 because I have the percentile. I have the 10s.
So essentially a D10.
Well, yeah, I rolled
close.
a 2. You rolled a 1?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So then I have
to look up a random fact of the day.
And I have to come up with a joke with my movie title. So my joke is going to be, when in doubt, just skip to Plan 9. Do you know what movie I watched?
I think is it Escape from Planet 9?
No. Oh, there's multiple movies with 9 in them in the title. We'll see.
Let's see. Hold on. Did I even say a real movie?
There is Escape from Planet, but I didn't know if there was a number.
Oh, Plan 9 from Outer Space. Is that what you watched?
Yeah, that is what I watched.
I was like, I had all the words, just not
jumbled
together.
them around, yeah.
No, I don't want AI's random.
Yeah, I almost went with Toxic Avenger, but
I almost did too.
Because I know that there was like a more recent like either remake or redoing of Toxic Avenger. So I was like curious about the older one. But I asked Strider and Strider was like, it's definitely fun, but I don't know if it's your kind of B movie. I was like, all right, well, I'll do the sci-fi one.
Yeah. And then I found out there's like 3 of them. And I was like, okay. You know the joke. Who comes up with the rule?
I do.
Let's see. Lowest. No. This is like the first thing. How do we forget this?
Lowest goes first. Winner picks die.
Yeah.
Winner has to come up with a joke. I don't remember who comes up with the rule.
Me neither. This will happen.
We took too long of a break.
Yeah. You know what? I'm okay with it being a brainchild between the two of us, just trying to figure something out. But I'm gonna keep hitting refresh. Oh wait, hold up. This is I was hitting refresh, and then because I found the website called Fact of the Day, and I was like, oh, is it just going to give me a fun new thing if I keep refreshing? And no, it's just the same one.
It's the same one for the day. I would
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
So I didn't know if it was like, here's a random fact. So Prince Charles and Prince William never travel in the same airplane in case there is a crash.
It's not really a fun fact. That's kind of just the rules.
Yeah.
Because don't we have similar rules for, like, president and vice president or things like that? Wasn't there that whole TV show about, like, the backup guy?
I guess. Yeah, I think so. I can't remember. Oh, wait, hold up. I found one. There we go.
Fact.
There's, I found a die that rolls a random one. So I'm just going to keep clicking it. Why don't you just tell me stop, and then I'll read whatever it comes up.
All right, I will say stop.
Migratory birds have internal magnetic compasses.
Good for them. That makes
Yeah.
sense. I feel like you'd need something to help you figure out, like, north and south. All right, so we should come up with a rule. A rule. What?
Yeah.
We've covered so many things.
Let's see.
Because we have a few things for losers. We have a few things for winners.
Let's see. If we have the same movie,
Mm-hmm.
that's as far as I got.
We have the same movie. We get to remove a rule.
We can't keep doing this.
They never happen. We never
I know.
purposely. So,
We did have the same movie once.
yeah. That was for the TTRPG one because they're not that many.
How about this? If we get the same, and so it's not just remove a rule because it does feel like a little bit of a cop out. We get to rewrite a rule.
Okay, that is a little different. That's fair. All right. So
Alright.
we have our rule set up. We have our dice rolled. We know the order that we're going. That I get to go first. As Dpayne figured out from my joke, I watched Plan 9 from Outer Space. The one that was on Tubi was the recolored one, but the original one is from like 1957. Yeah, IMDb says 1958, but Wikipedia says 1957.
Alright. I have your time started now, but
Oh, okay, timer, go.
yeah,
All right.
I'm like I don't know when we said the name of your movie either, so cool. We'll
All
figure
right.
it out later.
So, oh wait, it was a video game. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Basically, I said to Strider that after I watched this, like while I was watching it, I was like, this feels familiar, but I don't remember watching this. And like, it's totally possible this was on like Mystery Theater 3000 or like one of those getting riffed. But Strider said the reason it probably feels familiar is because like a lot of movies take from this movie, and that makes a lot of sense. But basically, if you're not already familiar with Plan 9, we have, it's such a silly premise. It's so trying to think of how to explain it. Like, I can think of a funny way to explain it, but it's full of spoilers, but it's also a movie from the late 50s. But essentially the movie kind of opens with the really classic old sci-fi thing where it's like a newscast, kind of like War of the Worlds, and how it was originally like a play through the radio, but like told almost like news. So you have the guy in the beginning who's like, can you imagine a future? And you know, like the old accent for movies that we don't have anymore, that's very fun. He's like, whatever will you do if this is the future that we live in? Are you scared? And then they kind of explain the scenario where a pilot sees a UFO, and when he tries to report that it's a UFO, he gets silenced by the government. And there's other people that are getting negatively affected by these UFOs, and it's not that much of a spoiler. You find out, you do find out pretty early on that the aliens and said UFOs have resorted to resurrecting the dead.
Okay.
That is what Plan 9 is. So you have like different sections of the movie where like sometimes you have the storyline of this pilot that witnessed it, and there is something so precious about bad dialogue. I will never forget this quote. So the pilot and his wife are sitting there, and she goes, "Why, honey, I have never seen you in a mood quite like this." And he turns slowly and looks at her. "Well, honey, it must be because I've never been in a mood like this." And I was like, you know what? Go off. So we have that storyline where he's like a husband and wife, and he's worried for her safety because he's like, I've witnessed something and I'm being told I can't talk about it. But they live very close to where like there's some suspicious activity at a graveyard. Then you cut to another scene where there's like, also early on in the movie there's like a funeral that happens, and it's very distracting because Bela Lugosi is in attendance of this funeral, and I was like, Dracula, but like he's not actively Dracula, but he's kind of dressed like he has a black suit and his hair is like pushed back in the same way. But yeah, he's like attending a funeral, and then they talk about how depressed he is. And then they, like, kind of do the phrase, little did he know what would happen next. Like, very old sci-fi, Twilight adjacent type of over voicing of it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so you have his storyline, because his wife recently dies, but then magically she's, like, left the grave, and she's attacking people in the graveyard. And then there's like this other weird
little... Go off,
plot.
Queen.
Yeah. I support women. Then we have like another weird little storyline where you have the investigators. So you have like the detective / cop / all of that stuff happening where they're like, who's in the graveyard digging up graves? Kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And like as the viewer, you know what's happening, but they're just running around and they're doing the very like... It almost feels like a school play where they just like, they're just in set pieces that are clearly set pieces. Mm-hmm. Like at one point they say that Bela Lugosi's character has like died from being alone and like losing his wife. And they're like, why does he get to be buried in a mausoleum? But the mausoleum they built is shorter than the actors. So they have to like crouch in and out of this little cardboard, like obviously cardboard thing.
Yeah.
And so you have like, you have guy with widow who's like stuck in a graveyard. You have the police detectives that are investigating it. You have the pilot, and then you also have this like military guy. And he's told, just shoot him down. And then they have a bunch of very silly scenes of missiles being fired at something where you can clearly see the string on the little UFO. I don't know if it's because it was recolored that the string's so obvious, but I almost feel like it'd be more obvious in black and white. But, you know, I'm just me. So you have this general, and they use him kind of as the way to, like, leak information about who the aliens are, what their goals are, and how the government must keep it secret, blah, 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 blah. And then you have another storyline, and this is all within, like, I think it's, like, an hour, 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's an hour, like, yeah, right around there, because I was looking at the Wikipedia, and they have the whole movie on the Wikipedia.
Yeah, runtime 80 minutes. Oh, I see right underneath, full film.
Yeah.
And then there's another storyline of the aliens themselves where they're like going back and forth between what they're doing on Earth and then talking to whoever is theoretically in charge. I don't really understand his role or his job, but it's definitely a movie with a lot of telling people what's happening and not a lot of showing. Mm-hmm. And in some ways it's funny because almost like it's almost like nothing's happening in the movie and people are telling you things are happening. uh, but I think my favorite scene is there's one point where they talk about the uptick in alien activity and how there's more UFOs. And they're saying, like, it's going over Hollywood. So they basically just play kind of, like, B-roll of Hollywood. And they superimpose the, like, fake UFOs that they've built for the set. And there's one part where, like, this older lady runs into a telephone booth and is, like, trying to call the police. And I was like, what are they going to do? The UFO's already gone. Like,
Sorry, I'm just laughing because I clicked on the quotes and it's just... I saw one, visits, that would indicate visitors.
yeah, it's just written in a way that's like, it's almost like they don't know how to tell a story. But now I want to look at the quotes too.
There's another one, but one thing's for sure, Inspector Clay is dead, murdered, and someone's responsible.
Yeah, like...
It reminds me of, like, just reading the quotes and the way you're talking about it, it reminds me of, like, old... radio dramas. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of The Shadow.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I have.
So it's pretty much like this guy who's a detective, and like I don't know if he was like he died or came back to life or something like that, but he was just like he would solve crimes and sneak around, and it's like the whole thing was just like, oh man, who's gonna stop us? And it's like, who's ever gonna find out? He's like, the Shadow will find out. And it's like that was the whole thing. It was just I just remember listening to like these old radio drama things. It's just like the Shadow knows.
Oh, I like I forgot there's like a pair of gravediggers that are in the movie for maybe 5 minutes, and they're going back and forth and they're like, you hear anything? Thought I did. Don't like hearing noises, especially when there aren't supposed to be any. It's like, yes, sir. That's the point of scary noises. And then this other quote, this is the most fantastic story I've ever heard. And the guy replies, and every word of it's true too. And the reply is, that's the fantastic part of it. So yeah, and then there's just like, it has a lot of things that are, like I said, both happening and not happening. Like I said, there's the whole part where you have the pilot and his wife. They just so happen to live near the graveyard where all of this is happening. And then he has this whole moment where he's like, hey, can you make sure to lock all the doors? And she's like, what's gonna happen to me? And like, as the viewer, you're like, clearly something bad's gonna happen to her. And then the thing happens to her and you go, how did she get away from that when nobody else did? Because like, you read the quote about the one guy being dead. Mm-hmm. He, like, at one point, I think unfairly so, but at one point, the aliens call that guy a giant. And he was like killed in, I don't know, like 2 swipes, like nothing. And yet this pilot's wife is like carried off into the graveyard and nothing bad happens to her the first time she's carried off, and she's able to like get away and do all this stuff. And I was just like, why is she different? But
I think she's the main lead.
I don't even know if there's a main lead. There's just a lot of people. And then the whole like last bit of the movie is a whole lot of like, it's one of those like there's almost too many people on the screen, so they don't get dialogue. They're kind of just like awkwardly shuffling at each other to like make you think that they're like there's fights and there's like activity, but it's a lot of that whole like, I have a gun, don't make me use it, like is how it feels. There's even like one part where there's a female alien, and I feel so bad for her a lot of the movie because she doesn't really get a lot of dialogue. But there's one part where they're like showing off what Plan 9 and how it's working, and she has this little plastic ray gun that's supposedly supposed to be like an electrode gun to like control people, and the one guy's moving in slow motion to like choke out another character, and they're like, shoot him with your electrode gun, and she's like, it's not working, and she's not doing anything about it, she's just shaking it awkwardly, and it's like, it's not working, and they're like, just throw it on the ground, you dumbass, essentially. So she like flings it at the ground, and then the guy stops walking, and they go, you better fix it because I almost died. And she's like, I tried to fix it, but it's just like, again, like the stakes in it are so non-existent, and you could tell they wanted it to be a horror where like the dead are coming back to life, blah blah blah. They even have a quote at some point about like something about humanity and them being more scared of the dead than they are of the living, blah blah blah. But it's just like I don't know. It's all set. They talked almost too much. So then when you actually get the important lines of dialogue about what's relevant to the plot, you're just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Whatever you guys say.
Mm-hmm.
But the ultimate theme of the movie, if I had to say for myself, is more woke than I would have realized for something like this movie, because it's very much a B movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the overall theme is that humanity has discovered weapons that are too strong for their own good. So if humanity isn't careful, it's going to blow up the universe.
Mm.
And I was like, that's really woke for like the late 50s. And they have this whole monologue towards the very end where he's like, yeah, you guys discovered dynamite. Sure, you killed like handfuls of people. Then you guys discovered like bombs and you started to do bigger things. Then you started discovering nuclear warfare and basically like taking people out. And then they have like this sci-fi explanation about like what the next big scientific discovery is likely to be. And that was really interesting. I'm not going to spoil that bit. Mm-hmm. And they have this whole, but then they go into a scientific explanation on how it works, because one of the guys goes, that sounds impossible. And he goes, it's not. And then he talks about the like theoretical science of how it would work. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I thought we were trying to shoot each other because like in the middle, why are we monologuing when theoretically there are lives in danger?
Yeah, it's like when you get to a certain part in Metal Gear Solid where it's just like, bomb's bad, okay? And it's like, yeah, we know.
Oh, here's the quote that I was looking for. So this is said by one of the aliens, and they're like, it's an interesting thing when you consider the Earth people, who can think, are so frightened by those who cannot. The dead. Well, our ship is repaired. We gotta go. And then part of the conversation is the female alien going, what do you think will be the next obstacle the Earth people will put in our way? And the guy alien's like, well, as long as they can think, we'll have problems. And I was like, so just the whole little bucket of like, they have brains, and what they're scared of the most? The people without brains. I was like, I can't tell what the message of this is anymore.
Yeah, it's like, I guess it does make sense, like that whole thing of like being careful with like the weapons of destroying, because this probably was close. I always forget when the years that the Cold War was.
Yeah, I can double check it.
Yeah, because this would have been, when did this movie come out? 1958. So it would have been right around 10 years that I think World War II ended.
Yeah, it looks like they generally say the Cold War is, right after the Second World War in 1945.
Yeah, so...
so roughly 1947.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what was, like, one of the scares, like, and how everyone was just, well, anyone with a budget and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, and then, but, like, just government-wise, it was, like, a lot of, like, scare of other people, other countries, and just been like, but yeah, there was like a lot of stuff kind of about that, and it's kind of interesting because we kind of see some of those themes repeat now, but like
different circumstances.
Yeah, it's not about like we're gonna create weapons that like we're gonna create something to destroy us. Like I think pretty much anyone that makes movies and media now is like, no, it's already there. We're just waiting for the nut job that's gonna actually do it.
Yeah, and like the Cold War was surrounded by the tension of like, hey, how do we make sure nobody hits the button, right? And now it feels like that, but like we're all sitting in that boiling pot, going, all right, when's the boil over?
Yep.
Oh, this quote is so silly. Again, like I said, there's like the whole military moment. This quote, got your guns ready? And the guy replies, I'll tell you one thing. If a little green man pops out at me, I'm shooting first and asking questions later. Like, I don't know who these characters are. And I mean that in a, like, narrative way. Like, I know what their roles are and what their, like, jobs are. But as far as, like, who they are, they're all just a lot of, like, one-liners.
Yeah.
But how much depth can you give when, like I said, you have, like, 5 to 6 active storylines with at least 2 characters in each of them that you're trying to tell this overarching story with, all within 80 minutes.
Yeah. I'm still cracking up at this one because, like, I have no context for the movie or anything, where a character named General Roberts is like, like, the way it's written here is like, I just imagine, I like you, Colonel. And Colonel Tom Edwards. Thank you, sir.
I don't even remember what that is.
Yeah, it's just, it sounds like it's like a confession, like a love confession. And then he's just like, thank you.
When I said it was woke, not that woke.
Well, the ruler does say the plan is far from successful. Sorry, I like the quotes in this where there's another one's like modern women. And then it's like the next quote is, they've been like that all down through the ages, especially in a spot like this. And I'm like, man, context would be interesting, but hey.
I believe I believe the context for that one is they tell the wife, all right, go home and lock the doors and the men will be back. And she goes, no, I'm not staying alone because last time I was left alone, I got attacked. So I'm going with you guys. So I'm pretty sure that's what that's relative to.
Women's. How dare they?
Am I right? It's like airline food, guys. What's going on there?
And then, well, it was the other thing that was cracking me up. You were like, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to spoil that. Well, they're resurrecting the dead. And then while you were saying that, I was looking at the poster, and it says, unspeakable horrors from outer space, paralyze the living, and resurrect the dead.
Yeah, the aliens have, like, different, like, they keep saying, like, we need to really scare the humans and prove to them that we have the superior technology. And they keep making suggestions, and everything they suggest, I just go, you're doing this to one guy in one town. Like,
that's all you're not
you're not getting headlines. Like, they're acting like this will show all of them, all of humanity, what we're capable of. But, like, you only showed it to, like, 2 guys.
Hey, you know what actually gets headlines around this time? When Santa Claus isn't coming to town.
Gasp. Don't say it ain't so.
That got, what was it? Now I forget the name of the town. Oh, the time's up. That was a fun movie. This sounds like it'd be a fun movie too. Well, any other fun thoughts?
Nothing at the moment. Like, it's just, oh, this was apparently Bela Lugosi's last film.
Dun dun dun. Before he became a killer. Right,
It looks like there were some other plans for how he was going to be in the film, but it all got changed around. I did think his plot was like, what? Like, I don't understand what was happening. But, yeah. No, I don't have much else to say. I just, you could turn your brain off, because the more you think about it, the more you go, what? What? And you know what? That's okay for a B movie.
Especially the B movie.
The B of all B movies.
Speaking about my movie, no, I did not watch the B movie. I have no interest in watching that one.
I did make a Seinfeld joke, I guess.
What's the deal with all these aliens?
Modern women.
Modern women. What? Racism.
I get it. It's the 1950s, guys.
Or 2026. Who's counting?
Jump scare. But what did you watch? Did you watch a B movie with racism in it? Is that your segue?
No, but
Wait, I don't like the but.
My title also has the words outer space in it.
We almost watched the same movie.
Yeah. As I'm writing down my time. Okay. So I feel like I watched a classic B movie, a little movie called Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I almost watched that one.
Yes, it's I got to start my time. Boop. So, yeah, I remember hearing about this movie. I remember I it also has a video game adaptation that I never played. This movie is just plain nonsense, but like it's just funny to me. It's just like we open up small town of Cove. Where is it? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
America.
Yeah, America. And it's like we kind of get like the setting of different characters. It's like we just see this cop that's like young people. And then the young person just shows up to essentially make out point, and it's just like all these we learned that it's like there's all these young people in this town because it's like a college campus was like built right down the road. And they go to I'm trying to see if I can remember the name of it. Lover's Lane.
Classic.
Yeah. Where they go there. I don't even know if that's the name of it, but it's like that's what I just saw it in the Wikipedia. They're going there, they're making out, and they're just like, oh my goodness, it's what's that comet? That's crazy. Oh, before that, there's also these two knuckleheads that just show up like while everyone's like making out and drinking beer and being like, haha, we like each other, smoochy, and it's like these two guys like, you want to buy ice cream, as they come up in like an ice cream truck, and it's just like, and then just out of nowhere, it's like they throw like a million beer cans at the he's like at the truck. He's like, we're just trying to make a buck. You could have just said no. And it's just like, I told you no one wants to buy ice cream in the middle of the night and make out point, pretty much. And it's like, shut up, it's your idea. No, what? And it's like, okay. And then they leave. But so we see this comet, and like pretty much a couple goes to investigate, and it's like they find where where this thing lands, but they see this giant clown tent, and then they go in it, they're exploring. It's like, oh my goodness, what the heck is this? And then that's when they find this giant clown, that's just like, yo, like it doesn't talk, it's like like it makes noises like that. While they're in there, before they see the clown, they just see this room like filled with like these giant cotton candy thing, and they're like, what the heck is this? And they pull the cotton candy out, and there's like a farmer in the beginning of the movie that like gets shot by one of the clowns, and he's wrapped in cotton candy and is like
a spider web.
Yeah, but it's like a cocoon all wrapped up. But they pull away the cotton candy, and it's not very clear if it's like they ripped his skin off or he was just very like he got very badly burned. It's not very clear, because like every time they pull the cotton candy away, like it's just a red face. Like it's just like, okay. And like the plot's really simple. They go, the couple, they're just like, oh no, we got to tell somebody. They get away, and they're like, we got to, and the girl, Debbie, who's, I just realized that the main guy's name is Mike Tobacco.
That's a real name for sure.
Yeah, and then the main girl is Debbie Stone.
Do they ever really say their names out loud? Or
no. Well, they say Mike and Debbie. And then there's Dave, who is one of the cops. But it's she's like, there's someone at the police station that we can go and trust. And we're like, okay, well, we meet this like other guy that's there. There's the old guy, and then there's Dave Hansen, which we do meet Dave. Like we hear his last name, and then there's like an older guy who I recognize is John Vernon. I don't know what else he was in, but I reckon he has like a face that I recognize. I don't know what else he's from. He's in a lot of movies.
Big list.
Yep. But anyway, he they're like going back and forth where it's just like, because more people are starting to call in about like, so when the couple like goes into town and they're telling Dave about the clowns, it's just like, okay, well, let's get you home and you take me back there. And it's like, I'm not going to believe you and all this stuff until we see it. During that time, there's like what was like 1 to 2 clowns. Now there's like 9 or like 7. I think there's somewhere between 6 to 9 clowns, and they're just like all come to town, and they just are just doing shenanigans. And
You evil clown things.
yeah, so it's very much like this whole movie's like, hey, you know, it'd be funny, let's do this. And so pretty much while it's the not pad for screen time, but it's just like, let's stretch it, like let's figure different things out. So it's like, let's give each clown their own kind of like killer clown thing, where like there's one that like is riding up on like a tricycle in front of this like biker bar that's just there for some reason, doesn't and it's like, all these guys are like, yeah, look at this, and they do something, and like they knock over his tricycle, and the clown's like, what? And they're just like, goes up to like do something, and then just punches his head off in front of all the bikers, and we're like, all of them are like, nope, I've seen and we're all leaving.
This is
And it's like, yeah, that was all I needed. It's like, it's not like today where they've been like, the bikers like, no, oh my goodness, we got to get him back. It's like they saw Billy's head get punched off, and they're all like,
you know,
well, that's all I needed.
You know what? That's not gonna be me.
Yeah. So there's that. Like, the real fun thing that I thought about this movie, because there's like, as you were saying, shut off brain and enjoy. That was this whole movie. There's a paper thin plot of just like, it's like, oh no, aliens, we got to get away from them. But I think what was really neat about this was the props and the set pieces, because it's one of those things, like, as I was watching this, I'm like, does this count? Because there's definitely money that went into this movie, because the set pieces are really good. Like, the clown makeup is everything. Now, that was really nice looking. But this movie did come out in 1988, so when things were a little bit more extravagant. Like, right after, like, a year later, we would have Batman, the first Batman movie, which that was very much comics ripped to the screen.
Yeah. And yeah, I would say those Batman movies, they definitely, like, you can still watch them now and be like, wow, that's a big set. Like, even the bad ones.
Yeah.
So
like,
I can see where you're like, is this still a B movie? Because it look, you know, the props and everything look nicer.
Mm-hmm. But it's like it's really fun how they take all the like clown and circus things and like build them into it. Like, it doesn't explain like why the killer clowns come here. Like, they just show up and they're like, all right, we're killing people.
Well, what else is a killer clown gonna do?
Well, it's like they get them, and it's like there's like a one scene where it's like because like later they go back into the ship, and it's just filled with cotton candy cocoons, and it's just one of the clowns comes up with a giant crazy straw, sticks it into one of the cocoons, and just starts drinking the blood. He's like, and just like walks away. But like they have a lot of really neat like things. Like, in the very beginning of the movie, when they find out that Mike and Debbie are in the ship and they start to get away, they make a balloon dog animal to find, like, to track them through the woods, to like chase them down and everything, which it's like, okay, that's pretty neat. Like, of just like something like that. And then they get like a popcorn gun that like shoots like homing pop gun bullets. And then I'm trying to think, there was something else they had. They have like pies that like are pretty much made of acid. Like they throw it and it's just like there's a whole part where it's like they throw it at somebody and they just like melt because from all the like the acid whipped cream. And then like yeah, I think then like it was just you can tell like, okay, was this the greatest movie? No, but it definitely like within the realm that they set it up, everything kind of fit. And it's like it didn't look the prettiest, but it was better than a crappy CGI shark like jiggling its 32 heads as it walks.
That is true. You did go from that to this, where the six-headed shark is definitely like no budget. Like,
Yeah.
just throw whatever you can at it.
Mm-hmm. Like Killer Clowns, it feels like they were trying to make a decent movie and having fun with it, but it just
No
like,
substance, all clown.
yeah, it's just like, okay, this was just a fun time. And so yeah, there was that was pretty neat. Like I think the ending and stuff that they do in there was pretty cool as well. Like I think that ending is a pretty like the way it ends is another like pretty neat just sequence of shots and things that's just like, okay, we've seen what the clowns can do, but now it's like let's escalate it a little bit. And so I could see how it became a video game. But
yeah, I think the newer, at least if you're talking about the newer one, it was.
Yeah.
I don't think it's still around, but I think it's supposed to be like DVD and those where some people are the clowns, and I think there were supposed to be a lot of them, which I think
Yeah.
is probably what made it hard for the game to stay open. Because if you need 7 killers on top of all your survivors, I was like, that's a big lobby.
Yeah. So, and that I think it also came out around the same time that there was like multiple DVD games, like
Trying
style
to
games.
come out, yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know if there was any like fun quotes in there. Like it was just like
It sounds like a lot of squeaking.
yeah, like
a lot of clown noises.
yeah, well that's what the clowns made noises. I think one of the I think something that was pretty neat. There was like a pretty neat like there's a part where it's like the Debbie or whatever her name was. I said she pretty much like they're like, okay, hey, you stay home. I'm gonna just show them where the spaceship is, and then I'm gonna come back where I'm innocent. And she's like, fine. Like, I'd rather go with you, but whatever. I'll stay home. And it's like, then like that's when it starts selling. It's like, oh, there's something else going on. Like the popcorn wasn't just popcorn. It's like, and it's like showing all these different things, and then the big question, like the thing that they don't answer, is why the clowns are so focused on getting Debbie. That was her name, not Deborah.
Like they're not just killing to kill. They seem to be chasing her.
Yeah, well, like they're getting as many humans as they can, like and like cocooning them up and everything. But like when they find her, they put her in a giant balloon.
Huh.
And it's just like and it's like, well, why? And like they like almost play cat and mouse with her to get into like to like get her. The clowns can, like, we find out later, like throughout the course of the movie, they can mimic voices at a certain point. And so she's like pretty much like, oh, they're playing and like she opens up the door and it's like one of the clowns, and she like slams the door closed and like goes to jump out the window, and all the clowns are there, and it's like, I don't know why she was planning on jumping out that window because like the camera like points down, and it's like, it's almost like Texas Chainsaw Massacre when the girl jumps out of the attic. It's like, it's almost like that far of a fall, and like there's like 5 clowns holding a trampoline, like, hey, like, come on down, and she's like, no, turns around, and then there's like another like 2 more clowns, like there's like, and she like keeps turning around, there's like all of a sudden all the clowns are just in the house, and
Oh, good.
and that's when they like shoot her with the balloon gun and all that stuff, and it's like, but it's like it does. I don't know why she gets, besides the fact that she's a named character, gets special treatment.
Hey, for all we know, it's like in Gravity Falls where they're like, "You'll be the queen of the gnomes." Maybe she would have been the queen of the killer clowns of outer space.
Well, the thing is, it's like they find her, and they when they finally pop the balloon, they find out that she was suffocating inside the balloon. So they weren't trying to make her the
they were just taking their sweet old time. Mm-hmm. Where everybody else gets the special circus-themed weaponry.
Yep. So yeah, it's like I don't have like it's one of those movies where it's like there's not a lot to say about it because it's like
it just is what the title says.
Yeah, it's like the clowns are here. It's like they just had a fun concept of let's have the clowns shoot like go after humans, and then but yeah, no, I think the thing that I liked the best was like there was like some of the dialogue wasn't the greatest. Like the farmer in there in the beginning, he's like he's definitely got like he has an old hound dog that's called Pooh, and he's like, "Oh, look, Pooh, I love the circus. Let's go. If we got some free passes, let's go." And then they, like, go around, and it's like, "Where's the dang ticket booth? Pooh, Pooh Bear, where'd you go?" And it's like, that's how he almost that
really
kind of...
leaning into that southern...
Yeah, and then...
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, like, everyone's a little bit overacting, but it's, like, it all fits. The guy who plays Dave feels like, I don't know, he got a haircut and looks a little bit too good to be in this whole movie. Yeah. And so the other thing was so when Debbie was like tells Mike like go to the police, I have a friend there, and they come up and it's just like they meet Dave off and it's just like she goes up, it's like, "Dave, you gotta listen to me," and it's like, "We broke up," and it's like, "What do you want?" It's like, "Oh, you went to it wasn't that you had a friend at the police, your ex-boyfriend was at the police," and then it's just like, he's like, "No," and then like later he's like, "Mike, I'm sorry, I did some of the things I did because, well, I don't think you're good for Debbie. I think you're a jokester and a fool," and it's like all this stuff, and it's like, "But she chose you," and it's just like, okay, dude.
There's killer clowns, guy. There's bigger problems.
Yeah. So, but overall, yeah, as I was just saying, the set pieces were a lot of fun, like, especially when they're in the alien, like, clown tent thing. It's... like they had a budget and they used it to make really fun set pieces. Probably could have used a little bit more in the plot area, but hey, it knew what it wanted. It probably spent more money on making the clown heads. Oh, the police are out, or that might be an ambulance.
Is that your ex here to help you solve crimes about clowns?
I don't know. It's like, I have an ex. So, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like the whole movie's like, hey, we're not here to figure out like where your movie where the aliens are coming is like, no, we got to stop humans before they human it up, and it's like the clowns come because they're just hungry, and it doesn't explain why they're clowns.
Need a smoothie.
Exactly. Yeah. They don't. Oh, apparently last year they announced that they're remaking it. Amazon's remaking it. Oh, Ryan Gosling is set to produce. I feel like Ryan Gosling got money from Barbie or something. He got money from something, and now he's just like, hey, this looks fun. And then again, but But yeah, so um in the end, it's just a
Exactly
fun.
as the title
Yeah, it's just
says.
exactly what
Yeah.
the title says. Just a fun time. Uh, let's see. I'm trying to see what like I'm looking at the Wikipedia to see what the pretty much like what the reception was, but I'm only seeing like oh my time's up. What the media reception like what it was now. Like it's like
Oh,
considered a cult
a cult
classic.
classic. Yeah.
Um, yeah, oh, I don't know who the AV Club is, but I don't even know how to pronounce that name. He said, this guy from the AV Club recommended the film, writing that the film is patently absurd, but the filmmakers fully committed to absurdity. It's hard not to respect. And I would agree. It's like, it's just bonkers wild out there, but they had their theme and they stuck to it. But now I would like to know what the general reception of it was when it
Like
came
on
out.
release.
Yeah. Which I'm not seeing. But it did receive 2 nominations for the Saturn Awards Best Music and Best Costume Design. So, but in the end, if you want something that really is shut off brain and just go whoa,
Let things happen. Yeah.
this is what it. I think this is one of those movies that it's like, hey, invite your friends over, get the popcorn and the pizza, and just laugh. But
Those are always fun. Because, like, I can, like you said with that review, I can always appreciate if you have a theme and you just stick with it. Because then it's just like, all right, at least you're committed to it. You're not, like, half doing it.
yeah,
Maybe that's the problem with Plan 9 from Outer Space, where they were like, we're going to kind of talk about this. We're kind of do that. And Plan 9, I did see some reception of the movie, and they basically were like, it's one of those movies that people are like, it's so bad it's fun. Like, it's redeeming because of how bad it is. Versus, like, your movie where people are like, oh yeah, the costumes, the absurdity, the creativity with the weapons. Like, it has a bunch of things that sound really fun. Whereas my movie was just like, yeah, that was so bad.
I just clicked on the IMDb and it's like crazy credits. The film was released in 1988, but the end credits claim copyright in 1987. And then let's see, trying to see if there's any fun goofs. Yeah, it's like stuff that makes sense if you've seen it. Yeah. But any poops. That's all I got.
So is it wheel time?
It's time for the wheel. Time for the wheel. Give it a spin.
I will start recording the wheel, and it is officially spinning time.
All right.
And it is about to land, and it is stopping on a movie you've been meaning to watch.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
that's
you
literally
had
what we were just saying.
Yeah. I think you might have your movie picked out.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling when I get there, because I feel like I keep adding movies to my canopy every time I look up movies for
this. Yeah.
for like
same.
other things. Let's see my list. I wish I could get this off of my continue watching. Oh, there we go. I finished. Yeah, there's a couple of movies on there. I don't know. I'll have to give a look see, but yeah, I might have my movie. We'll see. That's for later. And you know what? I lost, but I'm okay now re-rolling.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. It's not. It shouldn't be hard for us. Well, it's going to be hard in that, like you said earlier, there's an infinite amount of movies. So we'll just have to narrow it down to one.
Oh my goodness. I gotta stop clicking on. Sometimes I wonder what movie, like how certain movies get added to Canopy. Because it's like there's no rhyme or reason, and it's like I just saw newly added World Cinema, and there was like something else I saw there, so I just clicked and was like, oh, let's see what it is. First thing there, killer condom. And it's, well, it's a condom with teeth.
Scary.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. I don't know why this is here, but it is. So, but anyway, that's what we will be. I lost everything I'm looking for. There we go. Yeah, so that's what we will be doing next week. Is that, and yeah, I got nothing else to say. Let's see, and we're right in the middle of the 2 times that we given, and there's no other rules that we can enact. So with that, thank you so much everyone for watching or listening, and we will see y'all next time as we find a movie that we've been meaning to watch. Peace.